So you have a question about how to work with this code right here in the Golang playground and what this data structure is and what it's doing. And one of the things you can look at to get help is godeckle.org, which is a website that allows you to read, Go declarations. So here's like an example, and every time you hit refresh, you get a different example. And so you might take a look at that. But maps can be a little bit funny. This data structure is a little bit funny. And the thing that you want to remember is that with a map, you have a key. And so my key here is going to be a string, and then you could have a value. So I'm creating a map. So this is the type right here, and the key is a string, and the value is an int. A map is a key value data structure. And then I could use a composite literal, which means I put curly braces and then put the values in there. So I have the type, and there's the type, and then here are the curly braces, and I'm going to put some values in there. And so to put values into this map, I could have like James is 32, and Miss Moneypenny is 27, and then I could print line my map, and I could also print F, and I could do %T and a new line and put in the map and see the type. And if I wanted to, I could also add values to the map this way. So that map M, here's the key, and the key will be M, and M is probably like 65 or something. And so then if I print all this again, I'll see that. And so this is just understanding maps. I'm going to format all that and run it. And we get James is 32, Miss Moneypenny is 27, and then the type is a map with a key of string and a value of int. So that's the type. And this is the composite literal, the type, curly braces, and then the values between the curly braces. So I could put the values into a map this way. I could also put the values into a map saying, hey, at this key, with this map, with that key, we have that value. So I could put it in that way, and now we can see M is in there at 65. So that's just looking at how maps work. And if you want to play with this code, there's the URL for this code right now at this point. You could go to that URL and look at it. The next thing is, how do we read this? So here we have a map, and the key is a string, and here is the value that is being stored. So we'll give it a key, right? We'll give it this key, and that key will correspond with this value. Well, what is that value that's being stored? That value is a map, and it's a slice of maps. You could have a whole bunch of maps, and then it's going to have a key of string, and it's going to have a value of string. So we could look up something which is storing a slice of map, and that slice of map will have a key which is a string and a value which is a string. And so looking at this here, we've got map, string, string, which looks like we're creating that value right here, and we're calling it val. And then we're setting that map, this key, with those values. So we got string to string, string to string. So we have two entries in this map, val. And then we print out val, and down here we have that map. We print out val, we have address, that key, this value, that key, this value, that key, this value. All right, so we printed that out right here. And then here we're doing root map, and we're saying the key is interfaces, right? And so this key, and then we're going to store stuff here. And so we're going to append to root map interfaces, right? Which is going to be a slice of map, that, and we're appending the val, and so we're appending this val, and then we print out root map, and so with root map right here we have the key, right? Here's the key, interfaces, that's what we set up, and here's the value, right? And so it printed out that other slice of map. And so the slice part are those outer brackets, and we have one entry in that slice, and that one entry is a map, and that map right here has these two, which is key value, same as right up here, right there. And then that's printing out this, and then we come down here and we say val address and val family inet, so that's looking pretty similar to the previous one. And we're appending to root map val again, which just basically means we're, these just got reset. So this key got reset to that, and this one got reset to that. And we're appending that, which means there's now going to be another, because we have a new map val, and we're appending that to our slice, which is this slice right here. So there's going to be another value added to that slice of this type, right? And so when we print out the root map here, we have our key, which is interfaces, and then our values. And we have the slice, which is this one here. Just got to make sure I select the right one. So there's our slice, and our slice has 2 entries. Here's the first entry. There's the second entry. And then for each of those, because this is a slice of values of this type, and then for each of those maps, we have that map, and inside them we have keys and values, and this is the one that got appended, keys and values, And we went from 02 to 01.
I did too, but just like...
Because there's a reference in there, and it's referencing the same underlying data, and this is in this is in the map string. I'm a little bit, I'd have to think about that one a little bit more, but it has something to do with the same reference data referencing the underlying value, which is why these went from 2 to 1. So kind of a complex little piece, but hopefully that gives you or takes you closer to getting complete clarity on what this code is doing.